Hello again, and welcome to today's episode of MATC Now. I'm your host, Brittani Cook. The talk of the town lately has been Milwaukee's successful bid for the Democratic National Convention. But how will the DNC affect MATC and its community? We'll find out later. Plus, if you're behind this semester, catch up on Carol Lucas from MATC's Tutor Center. But if you're still a little stir-crazy after a long winter, Max Mikulski and Tim Braun Farm have a dose of fresh air just for you. That's all coming up on MATC Now. Welcome to episode 309 of MATC Now. Coming at you from Milwaukee PBS studios in beautiful downtown, I'm your host, Brittani Cook. It's finally springtime here in Milwaukee, and it isn't just the frost that's thawing out. That's MATC's campus that's about to explode the spring activity. And here to talk about is today's co-host and MATC's Director of Student Life, Equan Burrows. Equan, thanks, and how's everything going?
Life is amazing. I cannot complain at all.
Complain at all. I'm happy to hear.
Absolutely.
Glad to hear. So I'd like to start today by asking you simply, what actually is student life?
Oh, student life is the heartbeat of the college, I like to think. Yeah, it's a place where all of our students can go and find themselves, in essence, right? Mm-hmm. We're looking to build a very collegiate environment at MATC, and that includes engagement and making sure that students are attached to the things that they actually like to do in their free time, and that complements their studies. And so that's our big plan, and we hope to execute that well this year.
That's good. That's a very good push for students.
Absolutely.
What exactly is your responsibility in your position?
Well, I have many, but luckily I have an amazing staff that supports us as well, so it supports our students. And so basically we handle everything from events, workshops, seminars, programs, services as well, like your Stormer card, right? All of our coordinators at our individual locations are responsible for doing that for our students. We have a number of other things that we do, but the biggest thing is actually speaking for the students at large, right? It's making sure that the students have a place where they know they can come and feel comfortable and connected to the college at large.
Students definitely need that.
Yes, absolutely.
Being a student, I definitely understand. Mm-hmm. Do you have any noteworthy events that you guys have?
Well, there are a lot coming up this spring, actually, which is pretty exciting. So what I would rather say, instead of listing all of them out to you today, to look at our MATC Times newspaper, and in the centerfold there actually be an event, upcoming events page to it. And so I want to encourage all our students to go there and actually check out that events page and see what fits them, because there are a lot of events that we're planning this year, upward to 500 of them. Oh. And so it's going to be exciting trying to hit that mark and ultimately seeing our students engage at those events and opportunities.
That's amazing. Well, Student Life isn't the only organization with several upcoming events. The Black Student Union is pretty busy too. And we will be checking in with the director to see how he balances his priorities to learn more about the state of our Black Student Union here at MATC.
Our college is full of budding groups and clubs set to make a positive impact in our community. None more so than the Black Student Union.
And so it really revolves around the idea of uniting different communities and educating communities on race, racial plights, racial struggles, as well as shining a light on people who are doing well in all of these spaces and really trying to help the community of Blacks, Latinos, and all of the others. We're trying to reach different communities. I don't think Black student unions do a good job of that a lot of the times in reaching out and impacting the community that we already live in. And so we're trying to draw people together and then show them that information. Because change can't happen if the one person that's being oppressed, in a sense, is the only person who has the information. They need to shine a light on that to the people that can help.
In addition to spreading information, the Black Student Union also organizes several events.
So March 25th through March 29th, we have Vendors Week, which will be a series of vendors coming in to the second floor of Milwaukee Area Technical College in the downtown campus. And there's going to be people selling all types of stuff. We've got cosmetics, we've got t-shirts, sweaters, all of that stuff. So during that week as well, we have the 27th, a big business panel. So this month for March, we've been studying different ways that you can start your own business, an LLC versus a corporation or a BCC or even a 501c3. And so we've really been showing people how to start their own business from the ground up, building it that way, and then other ways that they can work and entrepreneurship. So we're ending this month with a big business panel, and it's going to include some information from an accountant, a financial lawyer, and someone who studies financial literacy, and people who have started their own businesses before. So the idea is to bring all of these people in one room, kind of like a way for students to network, as well as to get all the questions that they have answered. The following day, we actually have track coaching, which is a program started at MATC through the Black Student Union that was for making sure students are on track to graduate. And so he'll have an event for that. That's advisor Kyle Hayden. The 29th is actually a combined event for BSU and track coaching. Because it's National Women's History Month, we're doing an event that has a panel for women who have changed history. And so one of the women who is currently running for Wisconsin State Circuit Court judge is actually going to be there.
Don't wait around and let this semester pass you by. As soon as next week, there'll be many great ways to help support our community. To contact the Black Student Union, swing by M315.
At MATC, there are many ways to get involved in the community and give back. Ms. Andrea Rivera, Director of Special Events and Volunteers at Milwaukee PBS, an MATC affiliate, was able to give more insight on how to get connected and involved at MATC and what community outreach means to her.
We'd like to share what we do. PBS is known for education and for the quality of programming that we have without any commercials, and we're a nonprofit. So we solely rely on the people's donations to sustain our jobs, our businesses, and what we do for them. So for us, being out in the community is sharing with them transparently what the station is about. By inviting them to the station is sharing them what we do and how we do our job. So it is important for us to be able to share that information and have the community be an active participant by volunteering or by donation. So the Get Connected website allows us to share the information with the community of what we do here, not just at Milwaukee PBS, but also at MATC. It gives a quick engagement, let's put it that way. So it allows people to quickly either send an email or look for information for volunteering or when pledge is coming up, or our main pieces to getting our programs out there for them. I actively recruit in the community. I like to share what we do and what opportunities the community and organizations have to partner with us and share the same information and bring value to what we do. So by volunteering, it's not just them giving their time, and it's being part of the shared experience of what we do at PBS and at MATC. We partner with some retired people from We Energies, the city of Milwaukee workers. We have some Milwaukee PBS students coming through, junior ROTC. So we have different platforms. We're trying to engage more the younger community and the younger professionals so that they can seek mentorship from the older community and community of retirees that we already have captured. The biggest goal of giving back into the community is seeing it come back. You give something, you provide education, you provide awareness, and then you see those benefits helping other people. So for example, the shows that we produce here, it targets different communities, and those resources are tools for those communities that they did not were aware of and they did not know of, that helps them individually or their families.
If you want to learn more about getting involved at MATC, just visit the website. www.getconnected.matc.edu.
Just to show you can make a lot of helpful connections and to do some good things here at MATC. Equan, do you think joining here in the organization and being involved with other things around the campus with integral part of the college experience, how do you feel like that helps students here?
Well, we know that the research states that students that are more involved within their collegiate lives while they're at an institution actually succeed more than students that aren't involved. And so we utilize that as a main pillar of our engagement concepts and assuring that there are a number of activities and opportunities for students to get involved in to make sure that we hit that mark of engagement.
I think that's an amazing quality. Ever wonder what goes into publishing a newspaper? Well, here's a glimpse behind the pages of the MATC's premier print news source, the MATC Times.
The MATC Times actually started its first publication back in 1929. And during the course of that time, obviously we've been through several different changes with the newspaper, but it predominantly has always been student-run, a student-led newspaper.
We get the stories of the students out to the student body. We get events that are happening around campus out to the student body. There's a lot more communication there than there would be without us, I think. So overall, like, we're known. We go to conventions for like the Associated Collegiate Press, and they know us when they look at our paper that you've been here before, we've got nice paper, etc. So we really do, we have a reputation, and that kind of upholds MATC as a whole. I think that the important thing for the MATC Times isn't necessarily to spread a message about how great MATC is. I think that speaks for itself through our stories, but the thing that we like to focus on is fair reporting. We couldn't just give you all of the nice, fancy, happy things that happen here without being honest, or we wouldn't be a newspaper. Where would our journalistic integrity be? So for us, the most important thing is to be honest and to be fair in our reporting, but I think that all of the great things that happen at MATC shine through that.
Really, it's not so much the MATC Times helping the MATC image, but it's the people and their stories. That's really what we try to drill in on. We have a lot of great things going on campus, not just here downtown, but also at Mequon, West Dallas, and Oak Creek. So we just try to hit on as much as possible, just to highlight some of the great things that students are doing.
We absolutely are looking for more staff right now. We need reporters, we need designers, we need illustrators, photographers. If you have an interest in sports writing, we definitely need those, because we don't have a lot of reporters that know how to write sports. Basically, it doesn't matter what program you're in or anything else. If you have an interest in a particular area of the Times, come on in and talk to us, because we can always kind of try and like tutor you and give you pointers and stuff. So like really just anybody, if you're interested, that's the best recommendation I can give, is just talk to us, and we can probably, like, we'd love to have you on crew.
Check out the MATC Times every 2 weeks. You can find it in the news racks found throughout the hallways here in the downtown campus. Next, we have a re-owned guest joining us on the set for his second appearance on MATC Now. We last saw Tim Decker when we profiled him as part of our reoccurring faculty member with the week segment. But now he joins us with this studio to discuss a new collaborative effort between MATC TV and animation programs. Tim, thanks once again for stopping through.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
That's good stuff.
Tim, the animation and TV programs here have been a long, long, long history of collaboration. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel great about that, but I think we can do more. I really feel that between our students' talent and TV talent that we have here, we should be making children's programs here. There's no question about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. How do you feel as far as the MATC and the animation with the collaboration? You said that you feel like we need more as far as television for children.
Yep.
How do you feel like we could push that?
Well, I've been pushing for 13 years here, and I keep pushing, and we keep pushing. Kevin keeps pushing. We all keep pushing here at TV and MATC. And I think the more we do, the better it's going to get out there. And so now we have a really good pilot we're working on, and it's going to be exciting. It's exciting to work together and get the schools together.
So what are you working on now that was different from previous endeavors?
Well, now we're working on a pilot. We're actually going to do a pilot here
Ooh, that's
between
nice.
UWM, MATC, Animation, and TV, MATC TV. And we're doing the backgrounds in 3D here. We have the puppets from UWM, and then we have the television support here. And I think that's exciting. It's exciting to be making programming for PBS. And I think I know PBS Kids has asked me what we're doing here. And I haven't been able to answer because we haven't been able to do much. But now at least we have a pilot to start out.
I think that's a good push, especially for the program. It's a new outlook on several different things.
Well, why not?
Yes, definitely. Thanks again. Now, are you struggling to keep up with this semester? Well, our next semester and our student staff member of the week might be able to help you with that, and it could teach you something about success along the way.
I consider myself not a teacher, but just a person who loves to help people the best way I know how. I started off as a work-study student, and then I graduated from Human Services in 2017, and I became a HR worker working in the tutoring service office.
Besides that, Carol has a master's certificate in Human Services Department as a tutor of biology, pharmacology, herb science, medical terminology, and human services.
I am very happy when I tutor students. If I can help someone, that gives me joy. I just love helping students. I tell them my story, how I was a student here at MATC, and also try to make them come, and because a lot of students come to you, they got a lot of anxiety when it comes to studying, and also during test time and midterms, they are very overly excited and have a lot of anxiety.
Also, in addition to all the help she offers to her students, there is something that not everyone knows about her.
A lot of veterans come here. I myself is a United States Army veteran. I was in the service for 4 years. Did 4 years of active and 2 years inactive as an intelligence analyst.
Her knowledge and experience in the Army have made her a better tutor.
I worked with a lot of veterans while I was in the military. So I have taught over 3,000 men in the military, Australians and New Zealand, when I had to teach a class in training. So I had that many people come through my hands. At first I thought I couldn't do it, but I was put forward and made to do it, not made to do it, but told that I could do it. And I had an instructor that put me in to be a biology tutor. I said, Miss Penny, I can't do that. She said, yes, you can, and you will. So that's, I compare tutoring and teaching is almost the same, except for I might not get the teacher's pay, but might not get the teacher's pay, but the rewards are kind of the same if you like being, working with people.
Even though there are differences between being a teacher and a tutor, Carol has been remembered throughout the years for the great work.
He grew up in the daycare that I worked in, and now he's a student here. He said, remember me? And I'm looking at the grown man in front of me. He said, my name is Denver. And so I used to give the kids a nickname. I said, Den? So I just remember him as the little 5-year-old Den, and he's actually a grown man. I'm looking at the beard, the mustache, and everything. It was totally a shock. But he said, I remember you. And he remembered me. So, you know, that made my day that day. And he's a student here at MATC.
She also invites people that is interested in tutoring to submit their applications.
Come to C201 and fill out a tutoring interest application. and we will be more than happy. Whatever subject that you're good in, we will give you a tutoring interest application. You just put down the subjects that you want to tutor, and then we introduce you to the ed assistant that's over that particular tutoring program.
For more information, visit the MATC website.
Okay, thank you. And Jay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
If you're struggling, don't hesitate to stop by the Tutoring Center room in C201 in the downtown campus and request a tutoring service. It's absolutely free for any MATC student. Remember, if you want to ask the question, ask the question.
The streets of downtown Milwaukee are already a busy place. With no shortage of events planned for that summer, this convention will be both an opportunity and a burden for those that live here. So let's take a look at what's being planned to make sure things run smoothly on and around our campus.
For this event, we'll meet with city planners, law enforcement, event planners to determine the accurate information of how it will affect the campus and what plans we need to put into place to ensure that our normal operations are not affected, or what additional plans we may need to put into place to keep our campus safe. But I think on this scale, this will be something that's new for Milwaukee and for the downtown area. So we have to be especially aware of anything that could pop up that we need to address. So MATC has a lot of campus space that we rent out to community partners that we have around the area. So with any event that's going on, if there's additional space that's needed and it's not going to interfere with any of our classes that are going on, we would definitely assist with planning anything that we could provide on the college campus. At this point, we don't really have any major concerns about this event. Obviously, there'll be increased traffic, so we'll want to make sure that we're communicating with our college community about traffic patterns and things like that that might be affected. Also, obviously, parking will be an issue, so we'll look into how we can address that so that our students have ample parking so that they're able to get to classes. But other than that, at this point, we don't have any specific concerns associated with this event.
In a recent interview on 1036, Portia Young asked Police Chief Alfonso Morales what he made of the convention coming to town.
I would say we can do it right now with the city, county, and state and feds working together, absolutely. But something like that, that's why we need to know a year in advance, so we can plan, prepare, and study from the other cities, which we're going to do, and we've already been pulling that information, what went right and what went wrong in these other cities. And even this last summer, the Milwaukee Police Department did the public safety for a sellout crowd in the Summerfest grounds. That's over 100,000 people, or right around 100,000 people. We may have a Brewers game going on. It's around 50,000 people, especially when the Chicago Cubs fans come. And I'll have a president that visits the city at the same time. And we have to shut down streets. And we have to work with, bring in other organizations, other law enforcement organizations to help us handle that. And we've shown that we handle it to include protesters in the downtown area of Milwaukee. And we accomplished those things just this past summer.
There may be a lot left to be determined, but it sounds like there's plenty of people working behind the scenes to make sure that all of us can get where we need to be and do it safely.
Sounds like it's going to get hectic around here. The international spotlight will shine just across the street from us. I hope that you're ready. And now it's time for this week's MATC Minute. Brittany?
Thanks, Equan. With graduation season on the horizon, we have lots of fantastic people and organizations to acknowledge. First, we begin by welcoming the 3 newest members of MATC's District Board, Joaquin J. Altoro, Ashanti Hamilton, and Ann Wilson. We followed that up with a warm round of applause for the 129 people who became U.S. citizens on March 7th as part of the neutralization ceremony hosted by MATC. Next, we give a nod to the Aviation Program for securing a grant and partnership with the Southwest Airlines as part of the Expanding Milwaukee's Aviation Pipeline initiative. We'd also like to congratulate our men's basketball team for an exciting and deep run in the NJCAA Division II National Tournament. Can't wait for our tip-off next year. In other news, credit for prior learning days continuing this week with the West Allis campus, plus R&B Trio round will be performing live April 2nd at 11:30 a.m. with the West Allis cafeteria. Finally, the Oak Creek campus is hosting a job fair April 4th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. If you're looking to join the workforce soon, that will be a great place to start. And that's just your MATC Minute. Thanks, and back to you, Equan.
Thanks, Brittany. Now that the weather is finally warmed up around here, you know, I'm from Florida, so I'm used to it that way. And we can go back to enjoying ourselves outside. Max Mikowski took 2019's first trip outdoors in this weekend's Hidden Gem, MKE.
I'm Max Mikulski, and this is another Hidden Gem KE. This little Milwaukee County-owned farmland has quite the rich history behind it. In 1846, a man named Jeremiah O'Donnell built lime kilns at the farm, much like the one you see here. A mere 5 years later, Werner Trineborn and his partner in business, Jacob Keir, purchased the land and the lime production business from O'Donnell. Keir would soon bid farewell to the business, leaving Werner and his relatives to the land. They would soon become one of the largest producers of high-quality lime in the state of Wisconsin. Nowadays, the farm no longer produces high-quality lime. It can, however, be rented out for multiple different events, like weddings and photography sessions. They even offer group tours that allow you to better understand the history behind the land. My time there was peaceful and quiet, the perfect place to hold picnics or relaxing get-togethers with your friends or family. Now that spring has finally sprung, now is a perfect time to visit Milwaukee County Park and find your own hidden gem.
I always love when an outdoor hotspot has such an interesting history and so much stuff behind it. It makes that experience much more enjoyable. So, Equan, what is your favorite springtime activity?
Well, I am a water baby, and I love the water, and so I'm a scuba diver, I'm a snorkeler. I love the water, and so anything that has to do with it, it works for me. So boating, particularly in the north, now since I've come to the north from Florida and the Bahamas, that has been a pretty cool pastime of mine.
Well, water is not in my vocabulary when it comes to spring activities. Well, that's today's episode for MATC Now. Thanks again to Tim Decker, the Director of Student Life, Equan Burrows, for stopping by today. And thank you so much for the viewers for tuning in. And we'll see you next week.